Differing opinions on a social justice movement has led to a major cut in funding for Barron County's main domestic violence shelter.
Our McKenna Alexander spoke with county officials about their reasoning behind the quick withdrawal of sponsorship, and those at the shelter who say they're now concerned for the survivors of the domestic violence.
Embrace, a nonprofit group, serves 4 counties in western Wisconsin: Rusk, Washburn, Barron, and Price. Since 1980, the nonprofit has provided community outreach, preventative education, 24/7 crisis support, and safe shelter to domestic violence and sexual assault survivors. Recently, Embrace posted an anti-racism statement to its website, supporting Black Lives Matter and saying in part, "Racism, police violence, sexual violence, and domestic violence all have the same root causes, and they interact and compound on each other both in society and within the survivors we serve."
Our anti-racism statement and our support of Black Lives Matter is not a criticism of our local law enforcement agencies.
Shortly after the statement was posted, Embrace was notified they had been cut from the 2021 Barron County budget, meaning the support service will be without an additional $25,000 in funding.
We're really concerned that calling 911 will not result in the same support and evidence-based safety and homicide prevention measures that existed before this decision. The departments that have changed their protocols with us are now providing a reduced quality of services than before.
Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald says the intention of funding Embrace was to have a neutral service in place, something he believes is not possible when the nonprofit is taking this stance on the Black Lives Matter movement.
They were supporting an anti-law enforcement movement. They were anti-law enforcement comments, and we wanted them to create a neutral environment at Embrace. That's why we brought Embrace in a year and a half ago about. And so that's what we needed them to be, is to be neutral. If one victim is offended by a sign or a statement, that's one victim too many that they're not reaching and serving.
This does not mean support services have come to an end, but rather domestic violence and sexual assault survivors will still be directed to Embrace, just without the county funding the nonprofit.
All of the victims are still being served by Embrace. We're just not supporting them from a law enforcement standpoint or from a county standpoint. But again, all victim services are continuing just like they were prior to this.
Bement says Washburn County law enforcement has also severed all ties with Embrace.
We're very concerned about the impact this will have on survivors in our community. Embrace is the only domestic and sexual violence victim service provider in the rural counties, so no one else offers the confidential, the 24/7 expert advocacy services in our area. Law enforcement refusing to work with us is giving survivors a dead end.
Reporting for Eau Claire Zone News 18, I'm McKenna Alexander.
Embrace officials say they hope to be able to come together with Barron County's Board of Supervisors to find common ground and continue working together to support survivors. We have a copy of Embrace's full anti-racism statement on our website, WQOW.com.